All right, the attack in Niger raising a lot of questions, and the Pentagon now under pressure to provide some answers, as lawmakers, including our next guest, claim they're getting conflicting stories about what really happened that killed 4 Green Berets. GOP Senator James Lankford is a member of the Senate Intel Committee and joins us now. Senator, what did you know about our operations in Niger?
Well, we're getting bits and pieces. This has been an ongoing investigation, obviously, and an ongoing operation there. And people think, what are we doing in Niger? Well, the issue is we're all over wherever terrorists are. That's where we're going to be able to push back. You have ISIS terrorists that are there. You have al-Qaeda terrorists that are there. Right next door in Mali we've had over 100 UN peacekeepers that have been killed in Mali. A lot of those by these Islamist extremists. And just to the north of Niger is Libya. So all those weapons that are in the chaos of Libya are all flowing south. So there's a reason for us to be there. But typically those extremists have not engaged with us. Obviously they did this time.
Right. So what do you need to know? What do you mean by conflicting stories? What bothers you?
Well, initially we get different stories of what actually happened. We have some stories that said that our soldiers actually engaged in the battle, that actually pursued them. We have others that said no, they actually attacked us. We've got to find out what happened. We know that our guys have seen them several times on the horizon, but typically those folks have not engaged with us and we haven't engaged with them. Most of our folks are advisors. They're behind the scenes, helping the locals to be able to actually take the fight to them. Obviously the fight came to us this time. So we just want to be able to find out the details and see what we can do to be able to protect our men and women.
So I saw Senator Lindsey Graham yesterday. He's like you, very pro-military. He says, I did not know we had 1,000 American troops in Niger. Number one, did you know? And do you need to know?
Sure. Yeah, we need to I serve on the Intelligence Committee. I serve on Homeland Security. These are issues of actually preventing terrorism to be able to come to our own shores. So it's important that we know, but it's not new for us to be able to be in Africa. It's kind of like when we deal with Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan 2 decades ago. It was like, why do we need to be in Afghanistan? Who's Osama bin Laden? Why should we care? Well, we should care because they're trying to bring the fight to us once they finish where they are now.
Can you imagine if we did take him out in Sudan when he was able to in the 90s? Yeah. ISIS goes down, the caliphate collapses. That's a major American victory. Why aren't we hearing more about this?
Yeah, because ISIS is actually spread out all over the planet now.
And they're not going back to their own countries, the CIA says. They're going underground. So what does that mean?
So what it means is they've lost the caliphate headquarters, basically in Raqqa, which is extremely important. But there's really 2 features of that. One is they're spreading out everywhere, which they already were. They're what they call provinces all over the world. There are 13 different nations where ISIS is actively engaged right now. Libya being a prime area, the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt being a prime area. So they're scattering out everywhere. We've got to be able to make sure that we keep it down. The other thing is that Assad is now rising to power in Syria. We got 10 million refugees out there. We have Iran in control of Syria. We can't just say ISIS is out of Syria, so everything's done there, because nothing gets better there if Iran runs Syria now.
And real quick, if we have to track al-Qaeda, al-Shabaab, ISIS around the globe, how much can the military? How much should you know? And how much should the military have free rein to just go?
Well, they have to be able to make decisions on the fly. You can't have handcuffs on the men and women that are on the battlefield to say, check in with us first before you do anything. But we're in an advise and assist role all over the world. We're not trying to be the actual lead people that are in the fight.
You just need to know.
We're trying to help the nations that are actually making the fight to them be better at the fight.
Right. Doesn't have to be a scandal. We just want to find out what happened.
That's correct. Yeah, I don't think there's a big scandal there, but we do need to get the information.
Senator Lankford, great to see you in person.
Thanks. Fantastic. Good to see you again.
All right.